Oh, tell me.
I'm very excited. I'm not sure.
Imbura says he's standing by.
Oh, he's coming to take credit for this one too. Yes, I gave him watch it.
Oh, nice.
And today on Say It Right, I will explain why I regret giving him the watch it.
I can't wait for that.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. I have an Imbura story of my own. I'll share that with the news. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie, everybody has an Imbura story. It's a problem for the entire society. Well, I'll tell you what really is a problem for society, and that's Galamsey.
Oh, boy.
And it just occurs to me that we already have laws and institutions that are supposed to ensure that nobody mines illegally. They've been given all the power to ensure that it doesn't happen. But it happens. And as we can see, it's getting worse. So today we thought we'd bring in the Minerals Commission boss.
Wow.
So that he can, help us understand. I mean, obviously, since we have a problem, and the problem is one that they should be solving, I'm interested in knowing what the real reasons are why the Minerals Commission is unable to effectively regulate our mining sector. There must be reasons. There must be issues. There must be, there must be explanation.
Toothless Bulldog.
Well, I'll pass on your message to him. But I'm sure he will disagree. As you can imagine, when people are appointed to head institutions, they become the defenders of that institution, the protectors of it. And so it is expected.
Or an enemy?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's John, according to Professor Frimpong Boateng. But as you can imagine, they become protectors of that institution, or they try to be. Okay, so it is expected. We expect that when he comes in, he will have explanations and reasons why the Minerals Commission is unable to effectively regulate. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why we want him to come and give us those reasons and explanations. And then if we have questions, we'll ask him.
I'm for it.
Yeah, so am I. So don't miss it. And don't miss Say It Right.
I will be listening.
Don't miss it, crap. All right. So let's be grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. They are the ones who brought us the 6 a.m. news, delivered with aplomb by Mamiesi Thompson. And if you like aplomb, just wait for Akpafu as he brings you the Joy Business Report by the kind courtesy of Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, businesses to start paying growth and sustainability levy from June this year, despite new taxes taking effect this month. Also, economist Professor Godfrey Bokwin advises Bank of Ghana to address issues of disparities in exchange rate quotes. And newly selected president of the World Bank, Ajay Banga, likely to pursue debt reprofiling of developing countries like Ghana, badly affected by recent global challenges. That's prediction of senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast Business School. We will hear from him. And later in the bulletin, panelists at the second edition of Joy Business's Town Hall meeting make a passionate appeal to government to take steps to cut down on its expenditure. Details coming up. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Thanks for being with us this morning. Businesses are expected to start paying the growth and sustainability levy by the end of June this year. This is despite an announcement by the Ghana Revenue Authority that it would start implementing the three key taxes this month. George Affe has more.
Joy Business understands that this is due to the fact that the Growth and Sustainability Levy, which is a percentage of a company's profit before taxes, will be based on earnings for every quarter of this year. That is why the first payment should be made by these companies at the end of June 2023. The tax, which is replacing the National Fiscal Stabilization Levy, seeks to impose a special levy to raise revenue for growth and fiscal sustainability of the economy. The tax is seeking to impose 5% on the profit before tax of banks, other financial institutions, as well as oil marketing companies and telecom operators. Mining and oil extracting firms will pay 1% of their gross production as this levy. All other companies are being asked to pay 2.5% of their profit before tax as this levy. We also understand that the guidelines for all the 3 key tax measures will be published before the end of this month. This will give fine details on how the payment should be done by these businesses and industries out there. Government is hoping to raise almost 4 billion Ghana cedis from these revised taxes. However, some have argued that looking at the current state of the economy and the time that they are starting to collect these taxes, as well as concerns being expressed by enterprises, some have argued that government may struggle to hit its target.
George Affe with that report. Now, economist Professor Godfrey Bokwing has said that the disparities in forex rates quoted by the Bank of Ghana create challenges for traders and uncertainties in the market. He says there's a need for the Bank of Ghana to quote figures that will represent the true reflection on the market to address confusion among traders. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Bokwing said the differences also create huge gaps in the calculation of the country's international reserves.
The other bit is to look at Bank of Ghana's own official exchange rate. You can't refer to that rate as a transaction rate because dollar is not clearing at that particular rate. Okay, so when we do all these things, we're actually not helping the market because one important function of the market is price discovery. Of course, we know that when it comes to our international reserves, it's not the first time. In fact, in 2014, the central bank had a dispute with the international community as well, including the IMF. Because in 2014, our reserve on net basis could only cover 2 weeks of import, only 2 weeks. Meanwhile, that time, Bank of Ghana had data that suggests that we could do more than 1 month. You can check the data. And the explanation then, and I believe it will not vary now, is that probably they are looking at reserves on gross basis where they also include the heritage fund and all of that.
Economist Professor Godfrey Bokwing. Let's check the currency market for you this morning. The dollar going for 11 cedis 95 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound selling at 14 cedis 80 pesos, and the euro going for 13 cedis 5 pesos. Senior finance lecturer at the University of Cape Coast Business School, Seram Kwawu, is hopeful the newly appointed World Bank President Ajay Banga will continue the agenda of the Bretton Woods institution in helping developing countries like Ghana secure rapid debt reprofiling with international creditors. Ajay Banga was yesterday selected as the 14th president of the World Bank. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Kwawu said the priority of the new president would be to foster economic growth in developing countries through debt forgiveness.
They have influence in ensuring that all member countries are protected. And so he's going to push that particular agenda. But he's not going to jump the processes that have been set out by the World Bank. He has been part of the World Bank group and he knows what processes they go through. So coming in will not jump that particular process, but he will just make sure that the right thing is done by influencing the other countries, talking to them, to speed up the negotiations as we waiting for it. Maybe one of the greatest things that we can expect from him is influencing the parish club to set up the creditor committee to facilitate the process for Ghana to get the IMF deal.
Senior finance lecturer at the University of Cape Coast Business School, Seram Kwawu. Now, panelists at the second edition of the Joy Business Town Hall meeting have made a passionate appeal to government to take the bold decision by cutting down on its expenditure to stimulate economic growth in the wake of the current economic challenges. Speaking on the theme, post-DDEP IMF agreement, what next? The panelists said the government has a major role to play in ensuring the economy is brought back to sound footing. Here are highlights of discussions at the UPSA Business Auditorium.
that they should sacrifice. I mean, we are all sacrificing already, but what is government sacrificing is the question we should be asking. 40 fleets of cars following the president when they are going on tour. It's crazy. To finance fueling those cars alone is a lot of money. Allowances. You're taking way too much allowances than you. Instead of saying they should sacrifice, because if my father sacrifices, how am I paying my fees for the next 2 semesters that I'm left with in school? So we should look at other ways other than telling them to, because they've sacrificed enough. They've worked for the country. They've toiled. They've sweat for the country. What more should they do at this point?
That in as much as the program will come on board, it will come with certain conditionalities. But then let's look at the positive side of it. If only they remain so disciplined with the money, and then they will be forced to cut down some of their expenditure and all that. Joseph mentioned about 40. When you multiply 40, let's assume all of them use V8. Now multiply that 40 by 2,000. Let's say fueling that V8 is 2,000. That's 80,000. Multiply that. Let's assume that government tours all the regions, 16 regions. That is what? 80,000 times 16. That's around 1,280,000 Ghana cedis. Where is it going? Yes. So it means that we actually need fiscal discipline. We actually need to discipline ourselves when it comes to what? Revenue. And there's a whole lot of fiscal. People are dodging what? Taxes. There are people are finding ways to evade taxes. Now they say what? Tax avoidance is illegal. What tax evasion is what? Is illegal. And people are finding ways to dodge it. These are things that we need to look at, and I feel it will help us.
Those were some panelists at the second edition of the Joy Business Town Hall meeting held at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, aggrieved customers of a collapsed Gold Coast Fund Management Company say they will today observe the final day of picketing at the Securities and Exchange Commission to demand their locked-up funds. The group is yet to hear from the Securities and Exchange Commission, but has secured police permit to picket for 3 days at the premises of the commission. Convener of the group, Charles Nyame, spoke to the media yesterday after day 2 of picketing.
In a meeting, they were able to tell the customers that we have not received the money. They were able to tell us that they have disbursed the money. The question we are asking is, where is the money? And who received those monies? Mr. President, you have been misinformed. You have been misled. That is why we are here today, to let the whole world and Ghana and your presidency know that the monies have not gotten to us. People are still dying, and we are still peeved against your government because of the delay of our payments.
You had Charles Nyame there. He is convener of the aggrieved customers of defined Gold Coast Fund Management Company. We'll keep following that story for you. Now, the executive director of Ecobank Ghana, Dr. Edward Botwe, has indicated that customers stand a chance to benefit from life insurance cover when they create salary accounts with the bank. Now, he stated that the customers can gain from the Ecobank Double Salary Reloaded promo launched by signing up.
This promotion will give them the chance to win several prizes, including quadrupling the salaries that they are paid by their employers at the end of the month. There are going to be 3 draws every month from now. And for us, this is a way for us to give back, a way for us to thank our customers. The prizes that we are giving out to them, it's even much more than we did for last year. The thing also is this, that even apart from the promotion, the salary account itself, which runs throughout the year and basically gives our customers a lot of benefits, to the extent that a life insurance cover, even when they are sick, even when they lose their jobs, there's some insurance in place that they can benefit from.
You had Executive Director of Ecobank Ghana, Dr. Edward Botwe. Don't hesitate to report suspicious investment companies to the appropriate regulators such as the Bank of Ghana or the Securities and Exchange Commission. On today's edition of Investor Eye, a senior manager in charge of risk management department at the Securities and Exchange Commission, Zakaria Haruna Baba, tells Joy Business what to do after one falls victim to a fraudulent investment scheme.
Yes. If you fall victim to these things, we encourage you to report the matter to us. In the first place, you report it to SEC. We have our lines. We have the website. When you go to the website, you have a complaint button that you can click in and then report this matter to us. You can also use the email address, the info@sec.gov.gh. You can report the matter. to us. You can also call. You can also walk in to us. However, because these entities are not licensed, they are not regulated, we also encourage the public to report to the law enforcement agency. We have the YOCO, we have police, CID. You can report the matter to them. If they see that that issue falls under our mandate, they'll contact us.
All right, Investor Eye comes your way every Tuesday and Thursday on the Super Morning Show, so don't miss it. Before we go, let's check the commodity market for some news from over there. $72, that's how much a crude oil is going for a barrel on the international market. Gold is selling at $2,045 an ounce after going up by more than $6. Cocoa lost $21 straight in this morning at $2,870 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl. Thanks for listening. In Imbura news.